been a little bit since I've done a coffee talk. Coffee talk. What was that on? I think it was Saturday Night Live. Anyway, so I've been thinking about this one for a little while, and one of the things I don't like doing, and I think I mentioned this in a video I made before, I don't like to straw man somebody's argument. It's dishonest. It's makes you look kind of weak, and unless you give the person that you're debating with an honest assessment on what they really believe, then you're really not achieving anything other than being afraid to actually debate with someone on what they really, what the real facts of the matter are. And there is a lot of that going on right now, in fact. But I wanted to point out two examples of what I believe are misrepresentations of the other side's position, both from the conservative side and from the liberal side. And if you really take a look and try to take the emotion out of your position on some things and really just look at the facts of the matter, you can see how both sides are being intellectually dishonest about arguing with the other side. Okay, if that doesn't make any sense, maybe it will by the time I'm done, hopefully. So the first one I want to point out is something that just happened this week. You've probably seen this. I'm going to show you this image. This is a mob of Black Lives Matter protesters, allegedly, I guess. Whatever they are, if they're not Black Lives Matter organization or whatever, they're a bunch of, I was going to say kids, bunch of young adults here. It looks like maybe that one there, maybe not so young, but anyway, they wanted everyone to raise their fist like this, right? Raise their fist, I guess, to support Black lives or whatever. And if you refuse, like this lady here, they're going to scream you down and get in your face and do all this that you could see they're doing to her right there. Now, I had heard, and I don't know, I have not fact checked this, so feel free to do so, but the woman there in the one that's being harassed, I guess that's a purple, pink, I don't know, whatever, top. I guess she was interviewed later on, and she said she's even marched with Black Lives Matter, and she just didn't feel comfortable doing the whole raising the fist, which, quite honestly, if someone demanded that I do that, I wouldn't do it either. So the problem that I have with this is they're going to assign this racist position to this woman just because they won't do, or she won't do what they want her to do. You either raise your fist or you are a racist. You have no idea why she doesn't want to raise her fist. And if you are going to intimidate someone into raising their fist, they're not really on your side. They're just afraid of you, the mob. So this is pretty disgusting behavior as far as I'm concerned. And people that are in that crowd would say, well, if you are not a racist, you should have no problem, doing whatever. It's just you're taking someone's beliefs and you're filling in the blanks to try to make yourself look more caring or whatever you're doing. I don't know. I don't know what these people are thinking because I can't even come close to wanting to do something like that. Trying to intimidate someone into doing things the way I do them. It's just not the way I am. That doesn't mean, sounds like I'm virtue signaling now, right? But I got to comment on it. So now that's, you know, most conservatives would be on my side saying, yeah, that's right. They shouldn't be doing that. Now, here's where I'm going to lose some of them. Suppose there's another gesture that people make. And I'll just put this image up. We've all seen this, the whole Kaepernick, you know, what he started with the whole kneeling during the anthem thing. Now, I would never do that either. I would never put on some sort of display during the national anthem. But that's because, I mean, I'm a pretty patriotic guy. And, you know, I spent 20 years in the military, in the Army. And I mean, I'm not afraid to admit it. There are times when I see like athletes on the podium in the Olympics and the national anthem's playing. And I see how, you know, proud they are to have their country's flag up there and they're crying. I get emotional with that kind of stuff. I really do. But that's me. Now, if somebody wants to do this right here, I mean, was it the Lions, I guess? Yeah. I don't like it. I don't particularly like it. But when I see people make the argument that they're disrespecting people that died for their country and all that other stuff, I'm pretty sure those people kneeling are not consciously saying, I'm going to spit in the face of all those soldiers that died for their country. So what the people that want to make this into something that it's not, what they're going to do is they're going to misrepresent their position. I've never heard anybody interview one of these people that took a knee, and that person said, you know, somebody asked them, why are you taking a knee? Because them damn soldiers that died for the country. That's why. You know, nobody is thinking that. Well, and I know some people are still going to say you can do all that protest in different ways. Well, here's what I see when I see this. I see a bunch of people that just want to draw attention to themselves. Nothing more than that. They might believe in this whole idea of systemic racism or whatever, but I don't think that they're thinking they're disrespecting the nation. They're not disrespecting the flag. They're not disrespecting soldiers. You might think they are, and in your mind they may be, but this is one of the hardest concepts for people that I talk to about this. When it comes to this kind of stuff, we live in a country where we're allegedly have freedom, right? And while I sip from my gas and flag mug, people that are, I mean, these people aren't doing anything that's hurting anyone, right? I would much rather have this than this, because this kind of stuff leads to violence. And that, probably not so much. Along the same lines of this, and when it comes to patriotism, I guess I remember during George H.W. Bush's presidency that he was floating the idea of trying to get an amendment to the Constitution that would make flag burning illegal, right? And I was against it. I mean, I was against that amendment because if you're forcing someone into honoring a symbol that you find to be like beyond reproach, I guess, you can't burn this flag. You're not really doing anything other than forcing people to comply with something that you find near and dear to your heart. It's really easy to look at it from the position of an outsider. I like to use this as a good example. Take another country, China. China's a good one right now. It used to always be the USSR back then. But we'll take China right now. Suppose you saw some citizens of China burn a Chinese flag, and then the people that were involved in this protest were summarily rounded up and taken to prison, or even fined. But China probably isn't going to just go with the fine. As an American person looking at that, you're going to say, well, yeah, look at what they have to do to get their, citizens to comply with what they want to do. It's easy to see how, because we don't have the feelings for the Chinese flag, right? It's way easier to look at that and see the government as the problem. They have to put their own citizens in jail because they're protesting against that flag. You can come up with all kinds of ways probably how it's not the same thing. But if I see someone from another country looking at the United States and we are making it illegal to burn our flag, we just kind of look the same way, I think. I'm having a hard time articulating this, but I think you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I thought I would just throw that out there. Two different stories, because if I just did one of them, everyone's going to assume that, I'm on that other side. But I like to look at things honestly. And if you can't look at things honestly, you're not being honest.